Good morning, this is Jim. We're outside today. It's a beautiful morning. It's a little cloudy, but I want to welcome you to my shop and my video, and I hope you enjoy what I'm going to present you today. No further ado, we'll move on to the introduction, and hope you enjoy today's video. Hey, it's road trip time. We're rolling up the road. This probably being a slop. We're going to go up and see Mr. Michael Hale today. Michael has got to fix his Smitty, and he is also going to do a YouTube video debut in this video whenever he releases his. It's kind of hard to deal with the Smitty, I think. So, as you see, I'm in the Buick, and I'm heading on out. So, we will let you know when we get close by. Thought I'd shoot a little video on the way up here. This is in Lincoln County, about 15, 16, 18 miles above where we live. The way you go to Michael's is basically through the rural areas here in North Carolina. And I thought I'd shoot a little bit of some different scenery some of my viewers like to see and all. And so this is what it is. This is what the road, they call this Buffalo Shoals Road here in Lincoln County. It kind of goes around the backside of a couple of small towns, Lincolnton and Dayton, North Carolina, and it's typical North Carolina country. It's just kind of where I've been grown up in. It's sort of the way our country here looks around and all. This is kind of, you know, where a lot of changes have been in my lifetime. And, you know, a lot of farming was, you know, small farms was big, and like everything else, it kind of went away. A lot of the old farms is like this, is houses and fairly good sized lots because people like still keeping their rural roots. A lot of these people live in these areas and commute to the larger cities. I mean, you know, just because they want to have space. I mean, this is typical what you see in rural, I'm going to say rural Piedmont, North Carolina, around in the area of, you know, within about 50 miles of Charlotte's where we are at. See, there's a manufactured home being put in. They're going to pour some driveways. Actually got some stuff here for sale. These few homes they're trying to put on the market. Typical mobile home parks. There's always a few of them around. And, you know, just typical what you tend to want to see. And right there is a good idea of what fuel runs in North Carolina. It's about 262. That's about what it's been running in this area. So, you know, we're kind of going by. There's a few farms. Right here is a little dairy that's still running. I think it's still running. Small dairy. You don't see many of these. I have a cousin that actually does dairy up where I was from, and you've seen some earlier videos, but this is fairly, you just don't see many small dairies anymore. Everybody has at least gone on up there because of basically the cost of operating. So I thought I'd let you see some country on my way up to Michael's, and something you can just look at, something different. So hope you enjoy the trip and the ride. Okay, I'm going to do another little clip on my way up to Mr. Hale's. This is in Catawba County. This is in what they call the Bandy's area right in here, Bandy's High School. On my way up. The main reason I'm bringing the clip up is a lot of times, there used to be a tradition around in the South, what they call Baptist camp meetings. One of the few camps that's still around is here at Balls Creek. And this is one of the larger ones, and they still operate. And you can see the buildings that you see are actually what they call cabins. Individuals own it, and in August they will have a big revival service at this thing. And basically what they do is in the middle of it they got like an open air church. It's be like a memorial, basically an open air church. It'll be different pastors come in or whatever, Most of these are fundamental Baptist. You won't see much Southern Baptist or any other kind. Most of these are independent Baptist, and in the South's tent with Baptist is pretty darn big. But you've got everything from what they call a free will Baptist to basically a Southern Baptist and anything in between. And in any of these denominations, there's such a big spread and opening. So we're in this Bandy's area up here. We're going to make another turn to head up the road, and I'm going to bring you another clip of another little old town we're going to go through on the way, just to be out and about. We get on up the road here. There's a fire station, and then there's another high school right up here. In Catawba County, they have a lot of smaller high schools. This one here is called Bandy's, a little 2A school. Most of the schools up here are small. They don't have, unless it's larger metropolitan area like Hickory or something, most of these schools are smaller high schools. There's a lot of rural area up in here, and this is part of it where we're going through. With it not being too much trouble, I'm kind of just kind of showing you some stuff. And again, you see there's a few more houses along the road. This is basically almost the same road. And now we're going to make a little turn right here. And then down through here we go. And the reason I'm keeping the camera on, not to show you the country, there's another little campground down here. Now, I'm not sure about this one. I don't know where this one was originally like a black campground. You know, segregation was pretty relevant in the South, because this campground here is so small. I don't even know if it still operates. I know Balls Creek does. And so I'm not really sure about this one. I didn't even know this one existed until the first time I come through here. This little piece of road I hardly ever went on when I had some family up in this area. And so I'm not sure about this little campground. I don't know if it's a different denomination or was like a black campground for, you know, because of segregation. I really have no idea. And maybe somebody who watches my videos from the area around Catawba, North Carolina, can comment on this deal when we get down here to it. But I just really didn't know it. See, there's still a lot of agriculture here. Mostly what you see people doing in this part of the country, anywhere in this Piedmont area when they're doing for agricultural work, is you basically either see one or two things. You see people who basically are raising grains like winter wheat or soybeans or corn. Sometimes the corn's contracted to a company that raises chickens. There's a lot of chicken houses in this area. You've heard us talk about that. And then there's a lot of people who keeps a few beef cattle. And that's an irrigation system. And that's something else up here you see in this area around Catawba County. You don't see much down home with irrigation. And you can see our fields are not that big. So irrigation's really a difficult thing to get done. So, and we're coming up on the campground that I was talking about. So this is the thing. I'm not sure about this campground. I know it's a camp meeting ground. I don't know if it's still being used. It looks like it's, see right there, that large building would be the preaching, where the preacher was held. And you could tell by the condition of this, that this campground is not used as much as the other. So this is a couple little shots of my road trip to Michael Hales, and kind of letting you in on some of the roads that we travel through in here. So if any of my viewers from this area know about this other campground, how about stepping up and telling us? I'm going to do something else. I'm sort of familiar with this area, and ex-wife of mine's family was from Maiden and Catawba, had relatives in Catawba up in this area, so I'm fairly familiar with where I'm at. And one of the reasons I kind of brought this up, if we go down through here, and you heard me talk a while ago in this video about Baptist, her parents was continually bouncing around, and there's this little church that's out through here, Calvary's Hill. At one time, her parents attended there. I've actually been in the building. I've attended that church a couple of times myself in a past life, as I like to say. So we're on our way into Catawba, North Carolina. It's just not too far away. It's another one of these little small, quaint little towns that ain't very much to it. You basically can kind of come into, and I thought while I was out doing road trips today, I would show you and just show you little things. Catawba. And one of the things about Catawba, if you're a NASCAR fan and ever heard of Bobby Isaac, the 1969 Cup champion, he was raised and lived in this area. I don't know where, I just always heard about it. They actually have a little sign back there saying such. So this is, you know, a little bitty, small, southern, ain't much to town. And just something, again, that I'll be on out, you know, I like to put out there. A lot of these areas like this just has a lot that goes on, not much. And since we're on our way up to Michael's, I thought I'd bring the video camera and shoot a little bit of this and that, turn my slop in the shop, and add to one. I've got a lot. I know Lance and Patrick really like my slop in the shop videos, and so I kind of deviate away from sometimes just machining. I actually had an ex-brother-in-law who worked on telephones up here at one time, and the telephone office is right in town here. And this is the town. You blink real hard, you miss it. So basically, this is just like I say, very, very small town. It was just a lot of, you know, and this is some of the places hadn't got gentrified too much yet. You got a bank and a few things. And if you go down that street back there is the phone office and the fire station. And like I say, this is just about what you see in what they call basically Catawba. Another one of these typical little places. It's got a post office and a few rural routes running out of it. And like I say, I've actually got viewers, and there's that's up here, and actually know of a creator in this area. I'm not going to mention his name because he may like to keep his location private. So after that's the big view of Catawba, next stop heading to Michael. Finally made it to Michael's today, and if you'll notice, he's got his stuff laid out. Michael, say hey, everybody's been wanting to see you.
Hello everybody.
Tom's here, and he's getting his camera up. His parts. Let me get back to Tom. I went by him so fast.
I was a blur.
It was a blur on me at that time. But he's got his stuff laying here, and we made it up today, and his tools are laying. All you see, he's all organized up. Got his camera ready to do his video with right there. So we're going to all sit back and play director, supervisor, and I don't know whatever else.
I need it.
So, so hopefully, you know, we're not going to bore you with 2 or 3 different videos of the same thing. So enjoy. Well, shoot, Michael's over here hard at work, and we've been doing his video clips. He's mounting his controller on his back where he's doing the upgrades, and Tom's outside doing video. So he's now taking it off. He's just, you know, got to do all the transfers. It's kind of an involved process. So this is going to be as I say, the video of the trip to Michael's. You've got to see the country, Catawba, North Carolina, and Michael Hale hard at work, and Tom over here shooting video. So this is going to be a real slop. You want over here?
So here's Jim and there's Mike. So now
I hope you enjoyed today's video. I do my best to try to put creative content in here for you to watch, especially around the shop. But that being said, I want you to realize this is a copyrighted production of James Dedman Saw Logs Plastic Hubs for your enjoyment here on YouTube. The other thing I want to thank is the people who subscribe to my channel, view very regularly, and comment. If you're not a subscriber, please do it. It doesn't cost you anything. No financial obligation. All you gotta do is watch the crazy old man to shop on a regular basis and be notified when the videos come out. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video.